It's Friday morning, just after 10. The streets and sidewalks are chock full of people still trying to get to work. Beijing's famous Tiananmen Square is already filled with tens of thousands of visitors. A few blocks from the square, in the back room of a popular store, a small group of new Christian believers is learning to thrive economically in the new China. They are listening and taking notes on how to manage their finances from a biblical perspective.
This is so important for us. We are developing fast as a nation. Our economy is growing, and we need to know how to handle these changes. We need to know how to handle our money. We can only do that using the Bible as our guide.
But this group is fortunate because across this country, Chinese Christians are facing a dire shortage of trained pastors, elders, and lay leaders. In his first television interview as leader of one of the most influential religious organizations here in China, Gao Feng worries that Christianity is growing too fast in this country.
We cannot catch up with the growth of the quantity of the believers.
And so the growth is good, but you don't have enough people to disciple these new believers.
Yeah, so that is a very big challenge.
A challenge that's especially acute in the countryside, where 70% of China's Christians live.
Churches in the countryside are growing so fast, yet they cannot afford to send a pastor for training to the city. It is too expensive. So we try to help them by sponsoring their education, but even after they graduate from seminary, they go back to the countryside where they often serve in their churches without pay.
There are dozens of seminaries throughout China tasked with training and equipping the next generation of leaders. Last year, Dallas Theological Seminary began offering master's-level web-based courses for Chinese seminarians.
We have students in Beijing, Hong Kong, Taiwan, the Ukraine, Malaysia, Australia, United States, and Canada, all taking these courses in Mandarin. How to prepare sermons, how to live a godly life, how to counsel families, how to deal with conflict resolution, church leadership, lay education, training.
Shortages in Christian books have hit house churches hard, especially in the countryside, where Christians seldom have access to government-printed religious materials, including Bibles. But Reverend Xin Li says China's economic miracle has enticed pastoral candidates to seek job opportunities elsewhere. Do you find that as a result of the economic boom here in China that young believers don't want to go into the pastoral program?
Yes, every year we lose about 10% of our candidates. The rest stay knowing that this is a part of their calling. We have got to do more to keep those pastors from leaving. We have to provide them good housing, good medical care, good insurance.
This is a very difficult job. They can actually make more money in the secular world than in the religious world.
Pastors don't make a lot of money. They make much lower than the average wage, and so it is difficult for them to survive financially.
The shortages are only going to get worse. According to government figures, there are an estimated 20 million Protestant Christians and between 12 to 15 million Catholics. And those numbers don't take into account the growth of the Chinese house church movement, home to an estimated 100 million unofficial Christians.
So the need is just incredible. There's so few workers here and so many people.
George Thomas, CBN News, Beijing.